Hey guys, meteorologist Chris Tomer here with us on the Snow Before You Go forecast. Be sure to hit the subscribe button so you get notified when my latest forecasts come out. All right, to bullet points. Set the table here. Next storm system hits the Intermountain West, afternoon, evening of 1-5 into 1-6, and probably trickling into 1-7 as well. Then there's another storm system behind that for 1-10, 1-11. In the Midwest and pretty much the East Coast as well, we've got an ice and snowstorm between 1-5 and 1-6. It's going to cross basically and follow I-70 all the way out to the eastern seaboard. In the northeast, you could potentially have a larger snowstorm coming 111 and 112. All right, let me show you what the water vapor looks like so you get the big picture here. So this is water vapor in low levels. The oranges and reds are your drier air aloft, and the moistures and the whites and the blues. Here is our ice and snowstorm that's going to basically just kind of cruise right through the Midwest and out towards Washington and Baltimore. Now behind it, we have this west-northwest flow type setup. So anything out here in the Pacific is going to follow this, and that's what this next low will do, send some moisture ahead of it, and the whole thing will just run right down through Idaho, Montana, Wyoming, Utah, and Colorado. Afternoon, evening, 1-5, 1-6, and 1-7. All right, here's my snow timeline for the Wasatch, Tetons, Colorado, Tahoe, interior BC, and the Northeast. So, for example, the Wasatch, Tetons, and Colorado all very similar in timing, with that next storm system coming in afternoon, evening of 1-5 into 1-6, and probably in Colorado trickling into 1-7. And then another storm behind that for 1-10, 1-11, with moderate to heavy snow accumulation potential there. Tahoe, I got nothing, unfortunately. Pretty light early on for interior BC, and then maybe moderate on 110. In the Northeast, light initially, and then there's that larger storm system right there, that potential 111 and 112. Here's another way of looking at that. My spider chart, odds of best snow, more purple, higher on the web, better odds of new snow. That's a lot of the central to northern mountains of Colorado. That's the Wasatch, that's the Tetons, that's parts of Montana, that's parts of the Pacific Northwest, and then eventually that is the Northeast if we can get that big storm in there, 111 and 112. So more purple, higher on the web, better odds of snow. All right, let me show you what the snow forecast looks like in time. So this is snow accumulation over the course of about a 12-hour period, but it's easy to follow the snow. I'm going to start this early on Monday the 6th. You can see what's happening at this point. Some light snow is coming down, light to moderate through Montana, the Tetons, Idaho, and then moving into a lot of Utah and the Wasatch, the high Uintas, and into the central and northern mountains of Colorado. All right, here we are by lunchtime, Monday the 6th. Here we are by late in the day on the 6th. So snow continues to come south through Utah into Colorado out of Wyoming. Here's early on the 7th, Tuesday the 7th, and potentially some snow up and down the front range of Colorado, across the high peaks, maybe even down into Denver as well. You can see some of the accumulation. Those light blue colors, that's very light snow. That's under 3 inches. Once you pop into the greens, you're at 3, 4, 5 inches. If you see yellows, that's 6, 7, 8. All right, here we go. Now, this is late on the 7th. Snow's moving down to the south into southern Colorado late on the 7th and into northern New Mexico, where you're going to get some light snow accumulation. All right, so here's early morning on Wednesday the 8th. And again, anything that's left is down in New Mexico, southern Colorado. I'm really just waiting at this point. There's lunchtime on Wednesday the 8th. Next storm system will come from the north in the Pacific Northwest, basically on 10/11. So 1/10/11 would be the next storm system. Okay, let me just show you my official forecast here. So all of 1-6 through 112 looks like this. We'll start in the Wasatch, potentially 4 to 8 inches of additional accumulation. So the higher end amounts are going to be up in Little and Big Cottonwood Canyons. Up in the Tetons, looking for about 8 to 12. Roughly a foot through Big Sky and Bridger Bowl. 4 to 6 up there through Whitefish and Snow Bowl and Discovery. Not a whole lot on the board for Sun Valley. 0 to 1 inch. Looking for 3, 4, 5 through Brundage and Schweitzer. Pretty light accumulations, interior BC, and potentially 6 to 12 for the Pacific Northwest. And notice I've got nothing for Tahoe and Mammoth. In Colorado, most of the accumulation, anywhere from maybe 4 to 8 inches, are going to be is going to be across the central to northern mountain corridors, with less in southern Colorado and northern New Mexico. All right, up into the Northeast, the big story here is what could happen around, and I'll show you the timeline again. Of course, before this, you have that ice and snowstorm, but that's mainly going to be south of the big ski areas in Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine. Mainly south. So you have to wait until 111 and 112. And if that storm stays on track, And it's a big if, but we could be looking at a foot of snow across a lot of Vermont, New Hampshire, and Maine, potentially more through Massachusetts. We'll have to see. Again, it's all dependent on the track, but this is 1/6 through 1/12. All right, we'll end on the western map here. Again, my official forecast. Keep the snow coming across the Wasatch, parts of Colorado, the Tetons, parts of Montana, and the Pacific Northwest. Guys, thanks for tuning in here to this On the Snow Before You Go forecast. Appreciate it. Take care and have a great day.